There are certain cognitive errors that you should be prepared for. So again, one thing you should note down is cognitive errors, which are possible in case of, whenever you're doing any particular project or analyzing any project, you are bound to make certain errors. Error number one is that the forecasting of cash flows that you have done can be poor. So first is called poor forecasting. I initially did that project analysis. I said I'll make 100 at cost and I'll make 25, 50 and 75. All of these are based on certain set of assumptions. Those assumptions can be far from reality. My 100 can end up becoming 120. This 50 can become 70 and this 75 can become 40. So it is based on certain assumptions, and then assumptions can become can be off by a great margin sometimes. So incorrectly calculating certain costs, incorrectly evaluating how your competitors are going to react, certain external shocks, a lot of factors can lead to your forecasting becoming absolutely poor, right? So at your end, you may end up doing certain calculations which are far from reality. And that is one of the biggest cognitive errors, that can happen. Second one is the hurdle rate that you set, the 9% rate that we were talking about. This could be incorrect. So I was discounting by 9%, and here I said that, the NPV is 22.2. It's a good project because I'm making money out of it and blah, blah, blah. But sometimes the hurdle rate that you set for yourself, or the cost of internal funds, are calculated incorrectly, which means this 9% rate can also be wrong because it is a subjective number. You can say that, for example, if you lend, you require a 9% return. When I lend, I require a 12% return. Someone else, when they lend, they require a 15% return. So this percentage in itself, this cost of fund, this number that you're looking at or calculating, it is subject to multiple, or let's just say it's subject to a great degree of subjectivity, and hence it can be erroneous as well. And of course, if your denominator is, so first thing is that this numerator can be subjective, it can be incorrect. Second thing is your denominator, or the rate at which you're discounting, can also be incorrect, as a result of which you're not getting to the correct numbers. And the third factor which comes together with this is incorrect assumptions. For example, inflation. Your other assumptions which you put within your numbers can also be wrong. So first one is you forecast poorly. Second one is the rate of return with which your discount can be wrong. Third one is certain other assumptions, for example, the amount of inflation that you incorporate within your calculation, or some other growth assumption, any other assumption which you incorporate within your calculation can be far from reality. You assume an inflation of 2%, it turns out to be 10%. So whenever your numbers are not correct and your assumptions are off, as a result of that, what can happen is the end result may not necessarily be right, and you end up getting distorted numbers, which is far from the actual reality, right? So these are like the few cognitive errors that are